Providing care for individuals with developmental disabilities is more than just meeting physical needs. It requires emotional intelligence and a compassionate approach. One of the most crucial aspects of compassionate care is understanding the difference between empathy and sympathy. While both involve recognizing another person's emotions, they have very different impacts on the caregiver-client relationship. Empathy fosters trust and dignity, while sympathy can sometimes create distance and unintentionally diminish a person's sense of independence. Direct care staff must cultivate empathy to provide the highest quality of support and truly connect with those they serve. Sympathy is the act of feeling sorry for someone else's struggles. It often comes from a place of kindness, but it can unintentionally make the individual feel pitied or powerless. When caregivers express sympathy, they might say things like, "That must be so hard for you," or "I feel so bad for you." These statements, though well-meaning, can reinforce a sense of helplessness rather than empowerment. Sympathy creates a divide between the caregiver and the individual by positioning the caregiver as an outsider who merely observes the struggle rather than understanding it from within. While sympathy acknowledges suffering, it does not necessarily validate the person's experience or encourage resilience. Empathy, on the other hand, involves stepping into another person's perspective and genuinely understanding their emotions. It is about connecting with someone's feelings without judgment and offering support in a way that respects their dignity. Instead of expressing pity, an empathetic caregiver validates emotions and reassures the person that they are not alone. An empathetic response might sound like, "I can see that this is frustrating. How can I help?" Or, "That sounds really difficult. I'm here for you." These responses show understanding without assuming the person needs to be rescued or pitied. Empathy builds connection, trust, and a sense of mutual respect between the caregiver and the individual. To illustrate the difference, consider this scenario. A direct care worker named Lisa is supporting Jacob, a young adult with a developmental disability, as he tries to tie his shoes. Jacob becomes visibly frustrated, saying, "I just can't do it." A sympathetic response might be, "Oh, Jacob, I feel so bad for you. This must be really tough." While Lisa means well, this response unintentionally highlights Jacob's struggle and could make him feel incapable. An empathetic response, however, would be, "I can see you're frustrated. Learning something new can take time, but you're making progress. Let's try again together." In this response, Lisa acknowledges Jacob's feelings, reassures him, and provides support without undermining his confidence. This subtle shift in language and approach makes a significant difference in how Jacob feels about himself and his abilities. Empathy also requires active listening and being fully present in interactions. Caregivers must pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues, recognizing that each individual's emotions and experiences are unique. Rather than assuming how someone feels, an empathetic caregiver asks questions, observes body language, and offers support tailored to that person's specific needs. This approach fosters a sense of understanding and collaboration, making individuals feel valued and respected. For people with developmental disabilities who may have difficulty expressing their emotions, being met with empathy rather than pity can make a profound difference in their self-esteem and sense of agency. Another key aspect of empathy is self-awareness. Caregiving can be emotionally demanding, and it's easy to become overwhelmed or emotionally drained. Practicing self-awareness helps caregivers manage their own emotions while remaining present and compassionate in their work. Empathy does not mean absorbing another person's pain. Rather, it means acknowledging their emotions while maintaining healthy emotional boundaries. This balance allows caregivers to provide meaningful support without experiencing burnout or emotional exhaustion. Empathy also plays a vital role in person-centered care and problem-solving. When caregivers take the time to understand the emotions behind a person's behavior, they can develop more effective support strategies. For example, Instead of reacting to frustration with discipline, an empathetic caregiver looks for the root cause. Perhaps the person feels unheard, overwhelmed, or unable to express their needs. By addressing emotions with understanding and patience, caregivers can help individuals build coping skills, develop confidence, and experience greater independence. Ultimately, empathy strengthens relationships and enhances the quality of care. While sympathy may lead to well-intended but distant expressions of concern, empathy allows caregivers to form meaningful connections and empower the individuals they serve. By fostering an empathetic approach in daily interactions, direct care staff can create a supportive, respectful, and dignified environment, one where individuals with developmental disabilities feel truly seen, heard, and valued.